I had the second floor of an abandoned warehouse. I had 10,000 square feet, and I was there for probably 5 years, and eventually I started getting broken into. The police advised me to get out of there and get my work out of there. And eventually we got this house, and I decided it would be a lot better to work at home. So I built the studio onto the house. The design had to do with as much square footage as I could get out of the footprint of the property. So I built to the max, both height-wise and square footage.
Parts from the record player and like the old football helmet and stuff, like where do you get that?
Well, those
materials.
Those things, you know, I like to find farmers who are clearing out barns. So typically, you know, I'll go to flea markets in the countryside. I could walk the streets in Philadelphia or New York and pick up things. It's kind of an ever going process where, you know, I look at the ground a lot. The industrial things that I'm after are things that I'm either going to find at garage sales, flea markets, beating the garbage truck to the trash. And the objects from nature, you know, are generally gotten from around the equator. Kind of the throwaways from both the culture of nature and our own industrial culture. Looking in nature, looking at robust nature, you see tremendous chaos, but then when you look deeper, you see the order of it. And order, for me, is generally about repetition. So in my work, and when I look at things, I look for repetition, I look for pattern, I look for ways to organize things, and then I kind of collide that with chaos, because that's the world I live in, and that's the world I'm trying to explain and express. So it's really the blend between chaos and order, and running that very fine line. If things are too chaotic, you can't see a thing. Things are too ordered, they're too boring and stagnant. So I'm really interested in riding that line between chaos and order and trying to find out when it works. And that's, you know, pretty much the seeds of my inquiry or investigation into what I'm up to and what I want to find out. You know, when you look in my studio and you see the track marks of my experiments, in other words, all the holes in the wall, which previously happened until I figured out exactly where things needed to go, are indicative of, you know, the level of trial and error and experimentation till things work. You know, you could look at the sculpture as a chapter in a book, and the smaller parts might just be words. And then when you get to sentences, it becomes a little bit more understandable. And then it becomes a paragraph, you kind of get what I'm trying to discuss, and then maybe it becomes a chapter of a book, and the entire book might be the exhibition of 10 sculptures.